A summer night's dream at the Duisburg arena. The World Games get underway with a colourful and yes, moving ceremony. A capacity crowd enjoys the world premiere of the official song, performed by star tenor Jose Cura and homegrown talents Jehan and Benny. They come from the four corners of the globe. 3,400 athletes representing 88 nations, prepared to be at their best in the contests to follow. But tonight, there's only one thing on their mind: to celebrate jointly with 30,000 spectators the start of the World Games. Once in a lifetime, you've got the heart to give it all. Once in a lifetime. Im Namen der Gastgeber, der Menschen. On behalf of the people living on Rhine and Ruhr, Duisburg's Mayor Sauerland pledges the most cordial hospitality. The citizens' hearts are in the right spot, and their enthusiasm for sports is notorious.
Für die World Games 2005 hier bei uns in Duisburg.
More dignitaries address the sportsmen and women.
Welcome to you, athletes of the world. I am glad and proud to bring you the warmest greetings of you brothers and sisters of the Olympic movement.
And now, I ask the Minister of Interior of Germany, the Sports Minister, Mr. Otto Schily, to open the World Games.
Mr. Schily welcomes the athletes, wishes all of them success, and declares the World Games open. As in Japan for 2001 Akita, the Olympic flag is hoisted alongside that of the International World Games Association and the host nation. Appropriate, the title and style of the final musical act, John Lennon's Imagine, in a rendition by New Zealand's Hayley Westenra, Argentina's Jose Cura, and Germany's own Benny. Fireworks bring the ceremony to a conclusion, much like the spectacle of the world's best in 30+ sports on their fields of play. The cauldron is lit for colourful and stunning displays of a different kind. An archipelago in the Pacific seeks to revalidate its World Games title in Rugby Sevens, won 4 years ago in Japan. In the semi-final against Argentina, the Fijian squad soon holds a commanding lead. 21-0. It's the fourth game for both teams in this tournament. And worth noting, all four played in under 24 hours. This would be unthinkable in rugby's long code, with 15 players on each side. With only 5 minutes to go, 7 Pumas, including Andrés Romagnoli, try the impossible. Argentina does come within one try to score the equaliser, but finally the forces abandon even the heartiest of rugby men. Argentina succumbs. The team that is best prepared physically and that's utilising its rest times between games properly will prevail in these tournaments. While Andrés and his team take on Great Britain in the match for bronze, Fiji starts the warm-up under the supervision of Vasile Serevi. Vasile, the king of the short code and Fiji's coach and skipper, gives the final pep talk to his boys. As Argentina scores the first try against the inventors of the game from the British Isles. "2010 is the final score in favor of Andrés and the Pumas. Bronze to Argentina. Led by the best to ever play the game of sevens, Fiji gets onto the pitch for its gold final against the Springboks from South Africa. With two halves of only 10 minutes each ahead of both teams, the fight is fierce from the first blow of the whistle. The Fijians jump out to one lead after the other. But the Springboks hardly wait more than 60 seconds before they establish yet another draw. With only 30 seconds to go, the score is 26-26, and it's the kind of game that could go either way. Fiji comes out with the ball. There is time for one last try. The ball goes right. To Vasile. Powerful strides, evasive moves, and Fiji wins World Games gold for the second consecutive time. Vasile scores the winning try. Epic is the only attribute which describes such moments in sports. The Fijians, players and coaching staff join each other on the pitch for their traditional war song, the Sibi. And for a prayer. Indeed, Vasile has every reason to be happy.
We came here wanting to have a back-to-back gold medal for World Games. We set goals in Fiji. The boys really trained hard, and it paid off. I thank South Africa for giving us a good final. I think the final is interesting, maybe the best final I've ever played so far, because it was like tense, came out draw, and we had the last minute try.
Sevens simply doesn't get any better than this. Japan plays Germany in the round-robin preliminaries of the canoe polo tournament. The hard-hitting sport premieres in the World Games and thoroughly convinces all those looking on. This includes a member of the IOC who applies Olympic standards and praises the multi-sport games.
Das Leistungsniveau durch alle Disziplinen.
The level of the performances in all sports has risen to new heights.
Wirklich Parallelspiele.
To an extent that I consider these games to be virtually identical to the Olympics. The problems of adding new sports to the Olympic program have become evident during the IOC session in Singapore. It is all the more important to develop the World Games further, but to maintain the current and very high level.
Aber weiterentwickelt werden auf dem bisher sehr hohen Niveau.
Germany paddles and shoots its way to the final, and to gold. If the women's canoe polo is physical, watch the game played by men. Holland's korfball team is in the stands to root for the Oranjas in the final against Germany. Cheers by fellow delegation members motivate more than anything else. Is this the secret to Holland's success? The korfball team captain is convinced.
Yeah, well, you need it if you're gonna win, so So we're gonna give it to them, and I hope they will give it for us too.
The Men's World Games champion, Holland. Korfball hardly needs to be concerned about fan support. For the final between arch-rivals Belgium and Holland, the most loyal of crowds turn out. Reason number one.
Vrouwtjes.
One gets to watch nice-looking women in action. Korfball is a great sport.
Het is gewoon een fantastische sport.
The men and women dressed in orange are more subdued, but confident nonetheless.
Ik denk dat wij toch wel een beetje rustiger zijn. De Belgen
The
zijn
Belgians are korfball crazy. They have a fan club that is crazier than ours. But we have confidence in our
het
team.
Nederlands team en ik denk dat we gewoon met ruime cijfers gaan winnen.
Alles kapot! Alles,
bedoel ik dus.
alles kapot!
Yes. I see you.
Initially, Belgium keeps in the game and the score tight. But then, as in every World Games korfball final since London 1985, the Netherlands prevail in Duisburg too. Captain Maddie Timms contributes her share to the 18 points of her team against 6 of Belgium. The world's top squash players have made it to Duisburg. Numbers 1 through 15 of men's and women's world rankings seem to be here, and there's absolutely no prospect for a purse.
Well, you say there's a purse, but in squash events there's not much of a purse. We don't get paid very well. So the most important thing always for me is I love playing. I love the game, and this is a wonderful event to be involved in. So to win this event would be as special as winning lots of other events, you know. So it's not about the money. It's about playing my sport. I've played this for 24 years now. Scary, but 24 years, and I love playing. It's as simple as that. So to win this event would be special.
In his first ever appearance as a member of Team Great Britain, Pete defeats fellow Brit James Willstrop in 3 sets and makes the coveted final. Number 1 seed, France's Thierry Lincou, is being put under considerable pressure by yet another Brit, Nicholas Matthew. In the end, the Frenchman fights back from being 2 sets down, and yes, gets to play Nicole for gold. In the women's final, Malaysia's Nicole David pulls off a surprise by defeating the world number 1 Rachel Grinham from Australia. Pete fights for every ball to get the 50th major tournament title in his 24-year career. Match ball. Pete wins, and so does squash too.
There's a place for all sports and multi-sports games, you know, and watching the sports here, they're just you need phenomenal athleticism to play them, and it's great to see all the different sports that I wouldn't normally watch.
Rock and roll joins the other more classic dance sport disciplines in the World Games for the first time, and to considerable acclaim. In particular, 3 couples from France and Russia sweep the audience off their seats in the sold-out Oberhausen Arena. While adjudicators tend to look at things with more sobriety. Another dress code applies in standard. The favourite couple rates the sport's appearance in the World Games.
We have so many competitions, but this one is for us unusual because there is many sport, and when we came here we saw many other sport, and for us was completely different because normally we dance in a hall like that, but we was not together with the other sport.
Bosco Piton end up with a bronze in an artful sport that is all too often misunderstood by the public at large.
A lot of people think that dancing is just art. But today this is a sport discipline, and we'd like to be in the Olympic family.
Without doubt, a presentable family member.
This is very important to be elegant, to feel elegant, and at the same time to have a lot of energy and sport attitude.
Andrzej and Karina. Und nun das fünfte Paar.
Downtown Duisburg, in front of the Marientor Theatre, the capoeira dancers Birba Brazil invite the onlookers to join in. The sumotori from Mauritius don't need to be asked twice.
Through the World Games, we get to know the people and culture of some of the other countries. This we enjoy very much. Everything is great.
Très grand, l'émotion ici. Voilà.
The World Games can build bridges, even through a dance, between one continent and another. Young athletes stand poised to take over from Irina Chachina, the best rhythmic gymnast in Olympics and the World Games for many years. Vera Sesina is one of them. Anna Bessonova from the Ukraine, another. She gets silver with the ball. Gold goes to another Russian, Olga Kapranova. The 17-year-old from Moscow prefers not to be compared to an athlete who's not here and who's one of her idols.
Above all, good gymnasts always try to develop their own style. Comparing me or others with Irina Chachina is not appropriate. She's a superb gymnast.
И не очень люблю, когда меня сравнивают с кем-то, но...
We all have to learn more and work hard on ourselves if we aspire to reach her level one day.
И, конечно, надо стремиться.
Alina Yusopa from Kazakhstan is another talent on the rise, particularly with the clubs. She gets the silver, while Anna has to content herself with 4th place. Gold goes to Olga in clubs as well. Anna Bessonova puts in another artistic performance with the ribbon. She's experienced Athens 2004 and reflects on that.
The Olympics are very nice, but at times they're very formal. I enjoy the relaxed atmosphere here in Duisburg. I'm thrilled to perform on stage in a real theatre.
Они проходят в театре, и первый раз выступаю, и мне очень понравилось. Намного легче, чем на Олимпийских играх.
In tug-of-war's 680-kilogram weight class, Switzerland does look every bit as dominant as in the Rochester World Championships, at least in the early pools. The Dutch are defeated squarely by the Swiss. Another successful campaign seems to be well on its way. In the first round of pools, where the 6 teams all have to go up against each other, there are still more serious contenders to be faced. That requires preparation, physically and mentally. The Swedes are next. Then it's a matter of watching out for who we will get assigned for the semis. We don't necessarily have to beat Sweden now, but it would make our job easier later on. The Swedes, with Tom Johansson last on the rope, turn out to be as strong as the Swiss, and using tactics that suit this type of turf. The burden is on Tom's shoulders as his team muscles to victory in the first pool.
It's kind of difficult because you have to get the team in a straight line, and I also am the anchorman, so in the blocks against the contendants' offensive, I am the one who blocks the most. And then I have to be within the offensive as well as we go back, but the team is working very well, so it shouldn't be hard to pull.
No, Tom and his 7 teammates make it look easy. They succeed in getting the mark, including Joseph, to move the decisive few inches their way and win another clash of strength. The deadlift is the last event in women's powerlifting up to 52 kilograms. The final leg in a grueling triathlon of strength. Coping successfully with multiples of their own body weight motivates the athletes to push themselves even further. This applies to Finnish world champion Raija Koskinen. But with the stakes getting higher, failure becomes an option too. Yukako Fukushima from Japan is still in contention for a medal. And so is the competition from Chinese Taipei. If Yukako lifts the 157.5 kilograms, she's almost bound to get the bronze. But is it really enough? No. Wenling Chen from Chinese Taipei counters by deadlifting 172.5 kilograms. Yukako is grateful, regardless.
I shall remember this competition forever. The spectators have cheered me on more than anywhere. Thank you, Duisburg. The Swiss mixed duo, Schilliger Zürcher, prepares backstage for their simulated combats. In the roleplay, both athletes adhere to a precise script as they merely demonstrate their techniques. The Swiss go on to win bronze with theirs. On the other side of the curtain, the real fights are in progress. In the weight class of up to 85 kilograms, Carsten Ettrup takes on Marcus Eriksson from Sweden and starts looking like the winner. Carsten uses much of the energy generated by the attacks of his opponent to his own advantage. And thus upholds Jiu-Jitsu's ancient philosophy. The art of suppleness provides the samurai with the winning edge.
There's a lot of talk about that, but when you fight like these trained athletes, you just have to be smarter and be better than them, be in better condition. So that's the way to do it. Because he knows the same rules and the same techniques as you do, so you just have to outthink him, outsmart him.
In the semi-final against the German Buchholz, Carsten is the one who gets outsmarted. He loses, ending up in 4th place. Buchholz gets silver. While the rights are still Japanese, the sumotori, even the victors, are no longer exclusively so. To push the opponent out of the doyo, to have him or her touch the mound of clay and sand with anything other than the soles, is the object of Japanese-style wrestling. Hannah Weerkamp loses her semi-final bout. Nokota, the referee calls for the athletes to fight. Against the German Nicole Herrmann, Hannah fails to get the bronze as well.
It did not feel very good today, so maybe I did not expect it more, but I really wanted the final, I really wanted.
Canada always counts among the top favourites if a game involves sticks and a puck. Albeit here, it's not played on ice, and the skates have wheels instead of the blades. Inline hockey's semi-final.
Take her behind, Frenchie. Take her behind.
Canada versus Sweden. A fast-paced game with plenty of scoring opportunities on both sides. Goaltender Kevin St. Pierre stops shot after shot. He plays professionally for the Fort Worth Comets on ice.
For goaltenders, it's different. It's moving from side to side. And on the floor like this, you can't slide across, so you got to hop. So you're a little slower going side to side.
Not much of a handicap if one's a veteran in the UHL and motivated to get gold in Duisburg.
I mean, you know, we play in the World Championship and stuff like that, so a lot of these guys here have a lot of experience. We know we got beat by the U.S. last year in the World Championships, and win this game and we'll get a chance to get revenge tomorrow.
Well, Kevin and Team Canada get that chance.
Die 31, number 31, Kevin St. Pierre.
In an earlier face-off during the World Games tournament, the Maple Leafs defeated the Americans narrowly, 5-4. Now Canada wants more. Both keepers are kept busy, but despite Kevin's many saves, USA goes up by 2 goals, and the game gets rougher by the minute. Frustration sets in on the bench.
Okay, go.
Soon, things really get out of hand. Maybe fists would be more appropriate. Others should turn their backs on violence in sports too. And, yes, USA wins gold. Australia surprises early on in the World Games Ultimate Tournament. Finland, Japan, and Canada, all beaten by Australia.
Shepherd of Jane Irving.
Now the team heads for the final against the USA. Ultimate is different. It is the only self-officiating sport and puts all emphasis on fairness and respect. Even in defeat, Ultimate players can be upbeat.
It has been a fantastic event. It is very fun. The whole Ultimate part has been run
brilliantly. The fields are great, the hotel is great, transportation is great, and the whole atmosphere of the World Games with all kind of athletes from different sports from across the world. It's a fantastic experience. It's been really, really fun.
Against favourite USA, Australia faces an adverse score earlier on, but soon gets back into the game. More, the Aussies pull ahead. What a catch! Finally, it's Joshua Zipperstein who stays in bounds with his catch. World Games champion, USA. Runner-up, the Aussies. When the first World Games were held in 1981, many of these trend sports did not even exist. A former head of the Belgian World Games delegation looks back and compares then with today.
1981 Santa Clara was the first experience. We knew that there was a great potential, but everything had to be built. That has been done in the meantime. There is a far better organization, there is a far better public relation, and definitely the quality of the sports has improved a lot.
Should even more trend sport be added to the World Games program?
I think you need always to inject innovation. But in general, you know that I'm a proponent of limiting the size of the Olympic Games, so I think that it would be wise to reflect on limiting the size of the World Games. You cannot grow and grow and grow continuously, otherwise you will jeopardize the quality of the event. So sometimes that means painful choices.
Canopy piloting, one of air sport's latest additions to the parachuting and skydiving events, proves to be a huge success with the public in Duisburg. The perfect conditions of the shore of a nearby lake contribute and have the athletes raving too.
It's been exciting. I've never been able to participate in an event this big, so for me it's something new, and I've been taking in the moment and just really happy to be here in Germany at the World Games. It's been absolutely exciting, just for the whole team and for the sport itself.
The other event featuring for the first time in the World Games is free flying, an artistic pursuit of excellence in human flight. Team France, its members Stéphane Fardel, Vincent Refet and Fred Fugen, seemingly match the stereotype for aerial athletes to perfection.
It's an event that probably appeals to supermen, people who like dressing up in very interesting looking suits with enormous web-like arms. I honestly, don't ask me please to give you an analysis of precisely what these folks do, but it certainly looks very interesting, very dramatic, and very exciting for the jumpers themselves and certainly for the spectators too.
Stéphane records the exploits by Vincent and Fred. Cameraman and performers can be sure of the 2005 Duisburg Chief Executive's appreciation for their exceptional skills. Peter Langner has made his very first tandem jump just prior to the competition.
Ich habe versucht, im Tandem dann auch mal meine Arme auszubreiten und habe die
He
Schwierigkeit.
vividly remembers how difficult it was to arch his body and control the extremities in freefall.
Dass dann hier noch
Watching these athletes perform complex gymnastic maneuvers while descending at horrendous speeds has him admiring the sport and its athletes.
Und ich gratuliere allen,
including the first free-flying World Games champions from France. The World Games 2005 are watched by millions on television sets around the globe. 450 hours of coverage air in 137 countries. Countless cameras capture the action in and out of the water, even in the air, and bring the viewers up close with the athletes.
Chinese broadcaster CCTV covers many of the events live and provides new insights into some of the sports which are lesser known to its audiences. German public broadcasters WDR, ARD and ZDF set new benchmarks on the home front. In the host country alone, a cumulative 120 million viewers tune in for the World Games programming. 300 broadcasts altogether. This time it's live from the track. A day at the races. They're off and racing in the women's 1,000 meter speed skating final. Well, not yet. On the first laps, the 6 skaters only seek to maneuver into advantageous slots at a more leisurely pace. Going into the last lap, Andrea Gonzalez launches the actual sprint. With a refined technique in the curves and powerful strides, Gonzalez keeps her wheels ahead of those thrust forward by Colombian Alexa Caicedo. Andrea is the World Games champion thanks to her superior tactics.
Only the best of every nation make it to the final. It's a matter of racing with intelligence. The track is demanding and one needs to control the race from first and to master the curves.
With a similar strategy, New Zealand's Callum Dobbin secures his second World Games gold in the men's 500 metre sprint final and aims for more medals in the upcoming events.
My specialist distance, the sprints, is finished. So now I'm going to actually race for my brother in the long distance races. So work for him to see if I can get a medal for him to keep it in the family, but another medal.
Barbara Fischer, schicken Sie nochmal den Athleten einen Riesenapplaus entgegen, denn der Countdown läuft gleich. Geht es los?
In the 5,000 metre points race, Shane cannot only count on Callum's help. The third Kiwi, Wayne Begg, makes for the pace on the first laps and takes points away from the opponents. Even though Frenchman Alexis Contin, thanks to his tricolore team, ends up first, Shane brings home the silver and adds to the Dobbins family collection. Lifestyle is a key ingredient of the cable wakeboard events. All the top riders are here, and the world #1, American Josh Rice, prevails with his bag of tricks and big air. The adopted hometown hero is Benjamin Süß, whose uncle operates the lift in Duisburg and who ends up with silver despite... 19-year-old Roy Natal hails from Israel. And this is his very first World Games appearance.
I'm wakeboarding for 3 years, so I'm new in this event too, but it's fun, it's cool, and it's got everything, music. That's it.
And there's even more of it. Wow!
Wir haben nicht so viel versprochen, jeder Lorenzo und ich. Der ist unterwegs und stürzt da. Schade!
Also das war's, das Signal ist ertönt. Wir dürfen gespannt sein, wer es hier schafft ins Finale.
A vertical sprint up a 13-meter wall, frantically from one grip to the next higher, and whoever gets the button first wins in speed climbing. Ukrainian Olena Ryepko does just that and sends Russian Tatiana Ruyga to the final for third. In the packed iron foundry,
The next race to the top pitches Tatiana against teammate Valentina Jurina for the bronze. Tatiana ends up benefiting from a slip and no fall by Valentina on grip 18. The bronze is Tatiana's, and the tears are Valentina's. Consoling a fellow athlete is consistent with the spirit of the World Games 2005. A truly extraordinary event in the view of all climbers.
I have been to World Championships and World Cups, but this here is simply the best, atmosphere and all.
Очень хорошие болельщики.
The final for gold sees another Russian, the current world #1 Anna Sulovic, establish a new world record, 14.01 seconds. Orienteers take their sport to the public by bringing the course's start and finish areas to a stadium adjacent to the Bottrop forest. Simone Nicoli-Luda, arguably the best woman orienteer ever, is last to pick up her map before she heads for the woods. Translating their maps to the realities of the terrain, the athletes find the controls with nothing but a compass. Even in dense brush, between the controls, the pace is kept crisp. The 25 women push themselves to their limits in the race and on the home stretch. Total exhaustion and racing pulse rates are commonplace for all but the most exceptional athletes. Simone crosses the line after 8 kilometers, hardly showing signs of the physical exertion, soon smiling to the cameras and ready to go to work on behalf of Orienteering's public relations.
Alles okay.
Okay.
Glückwunsch.
I think it's very important that we show our sports, and I think today it's a very big and good arrangement here in this area, so the spectators can sitting there and watching a good race. There are a lot of spectator controls, and I think that's the way orienteering has to go, so that it's spectacular for the spectator, and I think that it was perhaps that's a step in the direction of the Olympic Games.
A purposeful sport, not nearly as much about swimming as it is about honing the skills required to rescue others who can no longer swim. Overcoming every obstacle. Pushing one's limits to save a life.
How many sports are out there that you can actually learn to resuscitate and make somebody live again, basically? It's a great sport, it's great for kids, great for adults. It's huge in Australia, it's a great event. It's getting bigger and bigger all over the world. I've been lucky enough to be to a number of international competitions, and countries like Germany are really starting to make their mark in world lifesaving.
In the 4x50 metre rescue tube relay, the Aussies in lane 7 seem to be pulling away from the others on the last leg. But no, Freeman has no longer a partner in tow. That means instant disqualification for Australia, and it clears the way for Jason's prophecies to come true. Someone better explain that mishap.
Somewhere in the changeover, myself and my partner, we sort of mixed it up a little bit, and unfortunately that means we get disqualified.
In the open water of a chilly Lake Bertha, the athletes from Down Under fare decidedly better. Beach lifesaving is still their domain, but in the combined relay standings, pool and beach, they end up in a rather unusual 5th place. The Broich Castle in Mulheim serves as the backdrop and the center stage for the final shootout in field archery. Marksman against marksman, the finalists complete a challenging course with 24 targets. For once, these archers come out of the woods and start to mingle with the crowd in the medieval setting. Who would have guessed? They can be true extroverts.
This is excellent. I mean, this is a beautiful venue in here in the field. Common area, people, spectators, citizens walking through, looking at the event and stuff. Some nice shots from atop the walls. It's an excellent place for World Games finals in archery. It's perfect.
What makes field archery Dave's sport of choice?
If I had to sum it up, it'd be the camaraderie of my competitors. You know, going out into the woods with, you know, guys that I know and have known for a long time and competing at the pinnacle of our sport at the World Games together.
The final round matches Dave's marksmanship against that of Morgan Lundin. Both compounders hit the bullseye, but Dave will have to content himself with bronze. Gold goes to Sweden's Lundin. In Boule Lyonnaise, precision pairs up with athleticism. 20 throws delivered on target while running approximately 1 kilometer, but in a few minutes. Good stamina and concentration are required. Both found outside of the Mediterranean basin as well, in places like China. Italy's Elena Passin is challenged by Mei Wang and needs a world record with 42 points to keep her opponent at bay. The secret of China's rise in Boule Lyonnaise?
The French team taught us how to play in China 5 years ago.
5 years, 5年.
Ever since, bull sports have grown very popular.
法国到中国教我们打金属地质球，那么有5年的时间，这样。
3 billiard sports are staged concurrently in Bottrop. Semi Saigina is a fine carom player, a former world champion, but faces unusual problems early on.
I had some difficulties in the beginning because I didn't practice here before and my shoes were sliding on the carpet. So I had to be really busy to make them scratch with the sandpaper, and it took a little concentration away.
Nonetheless, the Turk gets his campaign back on track and ends up in 3rd, behind Spaniard Sanchez and Dutchman Jaspers. The final in women's 9-ball pool has seasoned pro tour player Chen Chun Chen, also known on the circuit as Jennifer Chen or China Doll, go up against one of the game's shooting stars, Yasmin Aushan from Austria. Jennifer has eliminated world #1 Alison Fisher earlier in the tournament. At this stage of the final, the balls don't appear to be rolling her way. While the 19-year-old Yasmin from Klagenfurt sinks the balls with great consistency, Jennifer's second career as an actress has her play the part of John McEnroe, not on the court, but at the table. Auschan wins 9-5, while Chen looks ahead to the next World Games in 2009.
Actually, Germany is very, very clean, and weather is like perfect. It's nice, and so I'm kind of nervous for 2009 because, of course, I want Kaohsiung show everybody it's a good city, beautiful city, but the weather is just we cannot control. The weather is very hot there, but I hope, and we can clean like Germany do.
Underneath the starlight.
Time to bid farewell to Duisburg, as Benny sings Once in a Lifetime, one more time.
As one voice that will be heard.
The athletes convey their personal thank you messages to thousands of volunteers and to the people in the host cities.
And all the different nations have one spirit to defend. Once in a lifetime, you're the one. What's in your dream?
These games are history, and the next edition just below the horizon. 2009 Kaohsiung, Chinese Taipei.
I wish you all the success in the coming 4 years and look forward to seeing you all in Kaohsiung in 2009.
Ron Fröhlich, in the tongue of his ancestors, confirms that the hosts have lived up to their motto.
Deutschland kann, Duisburg zeigt's.
Germany knows how. Duisburg shows how. A first salute from the next hosts in Asia. Kaohsiung sends its greetings. fasciNATIONS World Games, forever.